Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. 6 o'clock in the morning. Let me just share the Yoga Sutras.
Namaste.
Namaste. Let's start with 3 ohms. Please take a deep breath. Om. Namaste, good morning, Suprabhatam, Namo Namaha, depending on wherever you are. So, we left off last week, not last week, previous week, with the understanding of avidya. Is Kranti here? Kranti is not here. Okay. Okay. So, we'll just do a recap of from where we started in Sadhana Pada. So, we defined the yoga of action, Kriya Yoga, that it is tapaha, swadhyaya, and Ishvara pranidhana. That is all three put together. We are calling it as as Kriya Yoga. The tapas, the meditation that you do to burn off all the klesha and karmas, swadhyaya, the self-inquiry, and Ishvara pranidhana, the complete surrender to the divine. All these three components together is Kriya Yoga. And why are we doing Kriya Yoga? Because we want to calm all the activations and get into a state of Samadhi. So it is actually going back to Sutra 50-51. From there we are coming. So that's why he's saying 2.2, he's reiterating. Samadhi bhavanartha kleshatanu karana artha cha. So he's saying that the intention of Kriya Yoga is to attain Samadhi. That's what it is all about. We want to attain Samadhi. And with the understanding or realization that the body is just a tool and to remove all the kleshas from us. And then he goes on in 2.3 to define the 5 kleshas. What are they? Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, and Abnivesha. So he defines the 5 impurities that needs cleaning up. Then he goes on to define avidya, which we already saw a couple of weeks back, and he starts by defining where is the location of this avidya. So he says avidya's location, that is kshetram, is uttaresham. It is above all the other 4. It is on the top. Hierarchically, it is at the top of the pile. And it can be, so then he explains that it could be weak, it could be broken up, or it could be fully active. We saw that. Then he also says that this avidya, what will it do? It will make impermanent things look like permanent, impure things as pure, misery, dukkha, things as sukha, as very pleasurable, and it will also look at anatmasu, that is things which are not soulful at all, which are against your character and which is against your swadharma. It will make it look as if that is what is atmic, that is what is soulful. So all these things it will do. So that is this is the understanding that we must have avidya. And why do we say avidya is at the top of the file? Why in the sutra number 4 is saying the kshetram is at the top? Because when the avidya is not there, if you remove the avidya, which with avidya you have the understanding of what you have with vidya. If there is no avidya, if you have full vidya, if you have a full atmanyana, what does it mean? It means you have a full understanding of life, right? That means you don't react. That means you take things as they come. You're with the you're fully with the flow of life. That's what Ritambara, that's what you say, the full cosmic flow of life. So when all those things are there, Raga, Dvesha have they don't have any foot to stand on. They are all gone. Raga, Dvesha, Asmita. Asmita is okay. Abnivesha, they are all gone. Right? So did you all understand the explanation of Asmita that he gave last week? Why it is a klesha? Or there are still doubts in that? So, okay, you all understood.
Asmita, is that the one that is mainly the senses, right?
Asmita is that one of that which with which you experience things, correct?
Yeah, because I was connecting it as one of the, even though it's a klesha, but it is something that is something it's required to experience even the divine. So that's what Dr. Narayan was explaining. Correct. It in a way that you may need, it's it's good to have that.
Correct, but he also explained why it is coming under the klesha, why it is bracketed under klesha. He also explained that. That was the main question Uma had. Are you clear, Uma?
No, Kumarji. I'm not
No, but
clear.
then why are you keeping quiet?
Sorry.
Are you awake?
Yes, I'm awake.
So
But-
see, if you people don't ask, then I'll keep moving. So see, yeah, it is that I amness, it is that experience part of us. Without that, you cannot experience anything. What does that mean? He explained that very clearly. He said, which means that you are in the state of sattva, where you are there. There is no activations that are going on. There are three gunas, right? Rajas, tamas, and sattvic.
Sattva.
So when you are in the state of sattva, there is nishchalanam. There is no chalan. There is no activations going on. It is completely serene. For any creativity to take place in that serene state, there cannot be creativity. The rajas has to come in. You have to move into a state of rajas. It is like you have a big lake and absolutely still, let us say. Then you drop a pebble. Then you have these ripples going out, right? Like that, this mind is absolutely calm. And then for any creativity to take, there has to be a seed. And there has to be a ripple. That ripple is that rajas that we are talking. That seed is that rajas. That is the one which causes the creativity. So anytime you descend from sattvic to rajas, it is a deviation, it is a deviate. You have descended, you have not ascended. That is why it is a klesha.
But you said in Asmita state, we are sattvic, right?
Huh?
When we are in the state of Asmita,
Yes,
you say that we are sattvic.
correct.
Then how come we are not rajasic at that time? So it's not a klesha, right?
No. There are two things here. One is you're in the state of asmita, you are sattvic. But for any creativity to happen, you move from that sattvic state to the rajasic state and you drop back. We are only talking about the state of creativity. When you are in the state, when there is going to be some creation, you move from that sattvic state to you may still be experiencing it. That's a different thing. It is a momentary thing. You go and come back. That is why asmita is a klesha. For creativity to happen and to experience, you need to have that. For any creativity to happen, that rajasic has to happen. It's not clear.
So that rajasic is also happening in the state of Asmita.
Rajasic is happening in the state of asmita. Yes.
Okay. And so creativity, when creativity is not a good thing. It should
Creativity is
be,
a good thing.
he said that
It's not a good thing. See, that's what I'm saying. This definition of good or bad is never there in the higher dimensions. So once you start doing that, you are still in raga dvesha. You think of it this way. Why normally in the common parlance, we say a person is highly creative and we look upon them, right? That is why this confusion is coming. We look upon them because 99.95% of the time we are in a state of tamas. And only a few people are in that Rajasic state, highly vibrating state, and hence they are creative. So when we see those people, we say, oh, they are very creative. Actually, that has descended from that Sattvic state. They have actually descended from the Sattvic state.
Yeah, but the way I probably would take that, Uma, is more around, this is experiencing aspect of the human body, right? But these are different states, but it's kind of a requirement. But if you are looking at Rajasic, you could be creative in where you are producing better life, but you can also be creative in producing destructive life, right? So
See, there is a creative aspect to Asmita, and there is an experience aspect to Asmita. The creative aspect, when you get into the creative aspect, you move to the Rajasic state, and that is why Asmita is a klesha. When you are in the state of experiencing, you don't have to move to the state of Rajasic. You can be in the Sattvic state and you can experience it. With me?
Yes, but still in the Rajasic state, you're saying still we can be an experiencer.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the state of Asmita, when you are in Asmita, there are two components when you are in Asmita. One is experiencing, the other one is going into creativity. Okay. When you go into creativity, there has to be a ripple. There has to be a slight shift in the energy, or whatever you want to call it, to make that creativity happen.
Okay, Kumarji.
Okay, that is why it is a klesha. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
See, that is why we say, in Tamil we say, Sivanenu irukkan. What does that mean? So we say that.
Sattvic is aligned with the divine, doing nothing. Doing
nothing physically, and mentally, that is the most important thing. Everything, all the activations are stopped. That is what is called state of Shiva.
Right.
Shiva and Shakti, there are two states. The Shakti state is the vibrating Rajasic state.
Yes.
So
yeah, if you look at that way, Kumarji, I think it's very clear, right? We always talked about Shiva Shakti.
Yes.
Shakti is an energy aspect of it, which can be clearly, it is a klesha, but you need that. It's kind of a double.
Yeah, because you can be in a state of Shiva. You can be in a state of Shiva, but for any creation, for anything to happen, you have to switch to the mode of Shakti.
Yes.
What is the beauty of this? Everybody is given this, the state of Shiva and Shakti. We are given that. But once we get into the state of Shakti, we do not know how to switch back to Shiva. That is the problem for us.
Yep.
That mind is always active. It won't stop. Because we have never paid any attention to that. We have never placed any value in that. So when we say somebody is Sivanenu irukkan, I mean a person who is very quiet, generally we say it for children, young, very babies and small child. We say, the child is Sivanenu irukku. That means it is quiet all the time, playing by itself, and it doesn't bother the mother, doesn't bother others. It is not crying. It will cry only when it needs the milk. Once you feed the child, it will again be quiet. That is the state in which we are supposed to be. With me? So the Shakti state is the vibrating state, is the state of doing things. So where do you want to be? You want to be in the state of Shakti, or you want to be in the state of Shiva?
Shiva.
You want to be Shiva. So you want to be Shiva, and you also need to go to Shakti. When you have to cook, you have to be in the state of Shiva. When you have to work, you have to be in the state of Shiva. When you have to cook, you have to be in the state of Shakti. When you have to do something, you have to be in the state of, you may be able to switch and come back, switch and come back, switch and come back. With me, Uma? You understand?
Yes, Kumarji.
There
Kind
seems,
of. I don't.
there seems
I'm,
to be doubt.
I am confused because of the Shakti state. Like,
Shakti state means it is the state of energy where you have to be, if you have to do something.
and it's okay to be in that state. Like, you have to be okay.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it must be like a switch. You turn on the switch, you be in a state of Shakti to finish the work, and you come back to Shiva state.
And while doing the work, you don't take the ownership. Doers.
That's what I said. In Asmita, you can be both an experiencer and that's what I said. You can be in a state of creativity, where the Shakti state, the Rajasic state. But that has
Even
to
in
be
the even in the Shakti state, you can be an experiencer.
correct.
Okay.
Correct. See, when you say Shakti state, when you are fully running, you cannot be in the state of experiencer state. You will be only running, right?
You won't even think about it.
No, you are focused on that activity. That's all I'm saying. You are focused on that activity.
Right.
There is some activation going on at that time. So when you're running, there is an activation going on, right, in the head. Anyway, as we go, there are more and more. So it will become clearer to you. Although Patanjali Yoga Sutras don't talk about the state of Shiva and Shakti, they always talk in terms of Asmita and Abnivesha. So we'll stick to those definitions. Asmita is the state of Shiva, and Abnivesha is the state of Shakti, the doer. So we finished with 2.5. We'll move on to 2.6. Drig Darshana Shaktyoho Ekatmata Eva Asmita. So Drig means what you see without the mind intervention, whatever. Drig Darshana means what you see, the act of seeing. Shakti Yoho is that energy. When all these three things, Drig is seeing, and Darshana is the act of seeing, and Shakti Yoho is that energy which is making you to connect the two. Your eyes are focused on something, it is receiving. For that you need energy. And the act of seeing, all these three, when they are ekatmata, when they become one, that is when the mind is not interfering and putting filters. Like I said, we have seen this. A rose is there, the moment you see it, immediately you say, oh, it is not as big as yesterday's your rose, or it is not as fragrant as what I saw in my friend's house. So these are all interventions from the activations from the mind, from there it is coming. So without that, that's what we are saying. Ekatmata means becoming one with what you see or experience is asmita. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Excuse what me. Is Drig, Kumar?
Drig is see.
To see.
Darshana, see. S-E-E, see.
Darshana is?
Darshana is the process of seeing.
Excuse me, Mama. Can you just bring the screen to 2.6 Sutra?
Yeah, 2.6, yes.
No, in the screen it's showing from 2.19. Can you just bring it?
Oh, sorry. I probably put my, hold on. I placed my hand on the button without knowing, oh, sorry. Yeah. There you go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So now we have seen the two kleshas. We have seen the avidya, we have seen asmita. Now let's move on to raga. Sukha anushayi raga. What is raga? What flows from sukha? What flows from pleasure? What flows from that is raga. That which you like, that which gives you happiness, that which gives you pleasure, that is raga. That is why we always say raga means likes. Similarly, dukkha anushayi dveshah. Dukkha anushayi dveshah. So dvesha is what flows from pain and suffering. Right? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Somebody said something.
We're all concurring. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Swarasa vahi, next one, 2.9. Swarasa vahi vidushah api tatah aruddah abniveshah. Aruddah abniveshah. So abniveshaha, that is plural. Okay, abniveshaha. What is abniveshaha? That is what is defining here. He says swarasa, swarasa, that's how you take it, swarasa. So the essence of mind, that is my essence, what I am. Swarasa vahi. Vahi means it comes from vahanam. Vahanam means vehicle. Vahi means to ride on that. So when I am riding on my own essence, when I ride on my essence, Swarasa vahi, riding on that essence and fully established on that aruddah. I am going to skip a couple of words in between and I'm going to the last two words. Aruddah, mounted. Aruddah means mounted, established. Is abniveshaha. When I am fully established on my own essence, that only with my intent, only with my energy, only with my intelligence, that I am doing things. That is what is abniveshaha. And he says, vidushaha api tatah. Vidushaha means learned people. He is using Pullinga Padam. He is using the masculine form, vidushaha. Vidushi means female. learned female. Have you heard people being addressed as Vidushaha, Vidushi on the stage? Sometimes musicians will be addressed like that, Vidusha. Haven't you heard this?
Vidushi,
we
I
haven't.
Heard the word but not addressing.
Huh?
Heard the word but not addressing because we haven't had many musical attendance.
Not they would refer, not address. They would refer, or even sometimes address them as Vidusha. Vidushaha. They will show and say the violin Vidushaha or the vocalist Vidushaha. Anyway, next time pay attention when you're in a concert.
Sure.
When they are being introduced, and if it is a female singer or a female artist, they will say Vidushi. Yes, and that is the right way to address them also. When you see them on stage and you want to speak to them or something like that, you want to express your gratitude to them on stage. That is how you express it to them. Vidusha, my gratitude to Vidusha, so and so. My gratitude to Vidushi, so and so. Anyway, this is not a Sanskritam class. I'm deviating. So even Vidusha api means also. Vidusha also. Even learned people get to ride on this. If they are not aware, they will also be taken for a ride on this Abhinivesha. Suddenly they become, I am the doer. You see this, right?
Yeah, all the time.
So these are the 5 kleshas and the definitions that we have seen. Any doubts on this?
No, all good.
Okay, so now we are going to an important part, the next 1, 2, 3, 5 sutras. So they are going to be again on, we have already discussed the impurities and we have seen the definition of the impurities. So we are going to go some deeper into the impurities, karma and rebirth. So the next 5 sutras are going to be on impurities, karma and rebirth. If you want, you can write it down. So long back I told you, for each set, you must write down your own paragraph heading. I do not know how many of you did this homework because I didn't follow up. I said, do you remember this? I asked all of you, maybe in the first or the second class, I said this.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Like good
Yes,
students,
Martin.
like very good students, you have done it. Thank you.
We have done it. We are doing it.
We're doing it.
Huh?
We're
We
doing
are
it.
doing it.
You are doing it. Then we are
Yes.
very good students. So I'm going to ask sometime the names of all the paragraph names that you have given. Or I'm going to ask you to submit it as an assignment.
We are giving away the questions.
Yeah, good. So that you'll start working on it. Sutra 210.
Excuse me,
Take-
Pumaji.
Yes.
What did you say about the next set of karma? It's karma based.
It is impurities, karma, and rebirth. Very important. Not that others are not important. So you get to know all this. But this is only an introduction to rebirth. There will be a lot more on. See, this is going to, it's something like, how should I say this? There is a concept of science. There is a concept, a scientific concept. In 6th standard, you learn that. In when you come to say 11th grade, there is more in-depth understanding of that concept. Same concept, but more in-depth understanding. You go to college, you go deeper. There is more derivations. There are more equations. Blah blah blah. And you go to masters, even higher. And then in PhD, you finally understand completely that equation, from where it came, why it came, all that. So this is like that. This is a research paper written by Patanjali Patanjali Muni. So it's going to be like that. Te pratiprasava heyaha sukshamaha. So te here refers to the 5 impurities. In Sanskritam, te means they. Maybe English came from that. Te means they. Actually, it can be used for anything. So he is saying te means he's saying those 5 impurities that we already discussed. Pratiprasava. Prasava we know, right? Prasavam. In Tamil we say prasavam. Prasavam means to give birth. To give birth means it is coming out, correct? Prasava. Prasava means it is coming out, the baby is coming out. Or the dog pup is coming out, anything for that matter. Pratiprasava means going inwards. Going inwards. It is not coming out, it is going inwards. That is pratiprasava. What is going inwards? See this. When there are activations, we react, correct? We react. So this reaction is outwards, correct? So to prevent the reactions from happening, we have to take it back in, correct? With me, people? You're not nodding or you're not saying anything.
Yes.
Yes, Kumarji.
Okay.
Yes.
So this pratiprasava is an important word there. You have to understand that. And how do you take it in? In a very subtle way. Heyaha means to oppose. We have seen this word earlier also. To oppose. What do you oppose? To oppose these impurities. To oppose these impurities, you have to take it inwards in a subtle way. That's what he's saying. So then the next sutra is going to say how to oppose it. He says you have to oppose it. Now he's going to give you a sutra on how to oppose it. Dhyana heyaha tad vrityaha. Vrittayaha. What does that mean? Dhyana. Dhyana means when you are in meditation. Dhyana is the state when one goes into that state where the mind is completely becomes blanked out, has become calm, where everything goes blank. At that time, Dhyana opposes tad vrityaha. Tad means those vrityas. Vrityaha. What are the vrityaha? The vrittis. What are the vrittis? Those activations, right? Activations caused by the impurities. The 5 impurities cause activations. We have seen the activations. What are the 5 activations we have seen in chapter 1? Now he has already defined the impurities. So by being in dhyana, you can oppose the vrittis. So do you now understand the importance of dhyana? Why I am insisting on dhyana, you have to do, and nobody wants to take it up. Everyone is dodging.
It counters the.
Yeah, it is not. So I'm saying you have to do everything. It is not saying, oh, I'm attending Sunday's class, so from that I will get everything. No, it's not going to happen that way. It has to be attacked from all sides. You have to do the Sunday's class, you have to do the sadhana, you have to do the homework, you have to do the assignment, you have to attend the daily yoga class, you have to do the daily dhyana. And when you are not doing any of these things, be practicing all this on every moment of your life. So in the first two statements, he is telling you how with dhyana you can oppose the impurities and thereby prevent the activations from taking place. We have another 10 minutes. So, Klesha Mulaha Karma Ashayo Drishta Adrishta Janma Vedaniyaha. So, Vedaniyaha, the last word means pain. Janma is birth. This Janma we say, right? This Janma, birth. Drishta Adrishta. Drishta, Drish means to see. Drig, Drishta, all that is to see. Seen, in this case, is Drishta and Adrishta means not seen. Things that are seen, things that are unseen as yet. So we will go back and say, what is the root for all these experiences of birth? So we are saying Janma Vedaniyaha. In this birth, we are undergoing so much of pain and suffering. What is the root for all the experiences of birth? Ashayo. He says Ashayo, Karma Ashayo. Karma Ashayo means supported by the karma. Klesha Mulaha. Klesha is impurity. Mulaha is the root impurity. So a little bit we need to understand how we came to this particular place, like right in this birth. How did we get here? Assuming that this is not our first birth. In the very first birth, when we were launched, the soul was created. And at that time, the soul had only kleshas. It did not have any karma. So by divine design, when a soul is created for the first time, a drop of poison is put in that, if you want to call it. A drop of impurity, let us say, is put in that. What are the, let us say, 5 drops of impurities. What are those 5 drops, Uma?
Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesha, Binavesha.
Yes, all those are put in. So this is for every soul that has been created, and all those souls which have taken birth in a human form will have that. Is this clear? If this is clear, then you should not have any doubts about why Krishna had avidya, why Rama had avidya, why Sai Baba had avidya, why Adi Shankara had avidya. You should not have any doubt about that.
No, why does the poison have to be put in?
That is the design of unmanifest divine.
And that's what I call the cruel aspect of it all.
No, it is not.
No.
It is not. That is your own thinking. That has been put in so that at some point of time, you will come back home. Without that, you will not do anything in this world. If you are not given that, you will be Shivan. That's all. You will do nothing. There will be nothing that you will do.
What do you mean by come back home?
Come back home meaning re-establishing the connectivity with the divine, to the unmanifest.
If you don't have those,
You will be reborn. If you don't go back, you will be reborn. Anyway, coming back, this 5 impurities, with that we are born, and because of this 5, what does those 5 impurities do? They cause, what do they do? Come on, people.
Activations.
All the
They cause activations. Very good.
Mm.
We saw those 5 activations. I mean, there may be many. Those are the main 5 categories we have spoken about in the first chapter. So they cause activations. So activations cause, what does activation cause?
Karmas.
Huh?
Karmas.
Activations cause reactions, and the reactions, what is the reaction? There is some activation in me and I yell at Uma. Let us say, I yell at Uma. So yelling at Uma day in and day out brings karma to me. Right?
Mhm.
With me?
Yes.
So that is how we have brought karma bag. We have now opened the karma bag. When we were first born, we did not have that karma bag. Because the klesha was there, the klesha made us to react because we were unaware of this. We did not know how to be in a state of yoga. So we reacted and we collected the karma, and we did not know how to expend that karma in this birth itself. We collected more and more, and then upon death, this bag goes along with us. The soul has this information. So unless the karma is 0, good karma plus bad karma must be equal to 0. Please understand this. If you have good karma, you still have to come back. So that is why it is necessary to have 0 karma. We will see later on how you acquire good karma. We'll see that. How you acquire karma through good activities, also how you acquire karma. We'll see that. But not right now. So in the first birth, we came with no karma, and then upon death, during that lifespan, we accumulated karma, we went back. Second time when we came with that bag, some of it fruition, we came back. In trying to, we came back to experience all that karma, but we didn't do that. Instead, we reacted and accumulated more and more, and that's why we have been in this cycle of birth and death.
Rebirth.
Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So why did the architect make the Tower of Pisa leaning? Do you know? Meeraji.
No, initially, say it again. I thought initially it wasn't leaning.
Huh?
Please say the question again.
No, we call it the leaning Tower of Pisa.
Right.
So why did the architect make it like that?
Well, no, initially it wasn't leaning.
Okay, that's a bad question. Let's leave that. So
I could say one thing. We just heard a story in Taj Mahal. All those 4 look straight, but they are all those pillars on the front are leaned little bit tilted.
Couple of degrees or so, 4 or 5 degrees to the outside.
Yes.
But there is a reason for that.
Yes.
Yes. So it is that architect's reason, right? It is that architect's reason, design reason.
By design it is.
Right? So similarly is why these 5 impurities are put in us. It is the architect's design. And the intent behind that is for you to enjoy this world without any kind of holding back. You need those. You need those. So only at some point you will wake up and say, okay, I have done all these things in my life, but still I have not found peace. That is the time you are slowly trying to go back home. You work your way backwards. You work your way, and you, with all this understanding, you work your way, and finally you establish this connectivity you establish the connectivity, and thereby you will see in the last chapter, once you establish connectivity and you're in a state of samadhi and you acquire enough Atma Vidya, you can, upon leaving this mortal body, you can be either in a state of complete connectivity with the divine all the time, which is called Nitya Suri, or you can completely merge with the divine, which is the Advaitic state. Complete your soul, all your vibrations are completely dissolved. Is one way. That is the Advaitic state, Advaitic moksha. In the other one, in the Nitya Suri, you still exist as vibrations forever, but completely connected to the divine all the time. Completely connected to the unmanifest divine all the time. So either of them. So that's what you will do ultimately. It may happen.
Stories is also, they won't be reborn.
No. They won't be reborn. Yeah, because you have finished all your karmas, your slate is clean, zero karma. But there
you
is no
said
body,
only
right?
the vibrations will be there.
Only vibrations. And the only vibration and the only program in that vibration that will be working is the connectivity to the divine. That is the only program that will be working. Everything else is wiped out or become dormant permanently. In the Advaitic state, even that one program which was being connected to the divine, that is also wiped out. So then the vibrations are dissolved, completely demagnetized. So that's what he's saying in Sutra 212, that you this klesha and karma, the two impurities, the two main things are the klesha and karma. Supported by klesha and karma, you get this janma, both seen and unseen pain you undergo, that you have already experienced. Some of them you already seen, and adrishta, the things that you have not yet seen. This is what is happening in this lifetime. With me?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes.
Sati mule tad vipako jati ayu bhogaha. Bhogaha means experiences. Ayu is the lifetime. Jati, I said jati, sorry. Jati. Jati is, it is not like what we think as something community based or communal based. No, it's not that. Jati means that which cannot be changed in this lifetime. Like normally, my color of my hair, the family into which I am born, the number of siblings that I have, those things cannot be changed. It is given, right? You cannot change it.
You cannot change your parents.
I may have a birthmark that cannot be changed. So that is what is called as jati, or the race in which I am born. Those things cannot be changed.
Ancestry.
Yes. So sati mule, mule means with that as root. Mulaha mule. Sati is closure or end of life of one. What is the end of life of a person? From the roots of that, from the roots of that, or end of lifetime, it fruitions in the species of the race longevity and experiences of that lifetime are all happening. This jati, ayu, bhoga, those are the three things that are mainly there. So at this point, I will wind up here because we'll start with Sutra 213 next week. I'll have to explain a little bit more on that. So we'll stop here and we'll start with Sutra 213 next week. Okay. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Up to 2, forget about 213. We'll go back to 213 again. Any questions on karma or klesha, rebirth?
I have a question, but it's not related to, I think it's not related to the sutras. Sometimes I question about karmas, atma, the birth and rebirth cycle, everything. It's believed in our Hinduism, but in Christianity and others, I don't know, they don't believe in such a way. Why do we
Let me stop you. Let me stop you for a moment here. The modern Christianity does not believe in rebirth. The Old Testament had enough on rebirth and reincarnation. Then later on, the church found that it was becoming an inconvenient for them. It became an inconvenient truth for whatever reasons. So they gave up on that.
Okay, how about Islam and the other religions?
I don't know about Islam. But why are we?
Why? I'm just thinking.
See, you have to understand it this way, Uma. Karma and klesha is for everybody, irrespective of what religion they are. Whether they believe or not, it is their headache. Why are they not believing is a different question. Why are people not coming to Patanjali Yoga Sutra class? Can you answer? It is similar to that. That truth they have not discovered, that's all. That religion has not discovered the truth.
Then why do we think that our way is the correct way? Like, why is it?
Why is it? What?
Why is it we think that our path is the right path?
Meaning?
Meaning.
And that's what I said. Already Christianity has karma and reincarnation. There is one more religion which is supporting that, which means the Jewish people are also supporting that because they go by the Old Testament.
Okay.
So you have to look at it from the point of view of many people have had experience of past life. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Then how is that happening? Only because there is rebirth, they are able to see past life, correct?
Correct.
What more proof do you want about past life, reincarnation?
Okay.
You have to think and ponder. Then you will have answers to all the questions. It is very logical. Sanatana Dharma is very logical.
Okay.
It's all experiential, and for all you know, if you ask and if you are passionate enough, you will get an experience of a past life. It's up to you. On that note, let's wind up. It's 6:59. Namaste.
Namaste, Kamal.
See you
Thank
all
you.
Namaste.
next
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you.